Welcome back, friends, to another Mellow Monday. I pray this episode finds you doing well and at peace. Have you ever heard of the saying MrBeast? It is defined as a rage mode for people who get very angry or upset. It is a subdermal and abstract concept used to describe someone who becomes aggressive after being angered. The body responds by the adrenal glands flooding the body with stress hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol. The brain shunts blood away from the gut and towards the muscles in preparation for physical exertion. Heart rate, blood pressure, and respiration increase. The body temperature rises and the skin perspires. Now that's what happens in the body. But what about in your mind? What happens in your body is preparing you for what your mind processed as a threat. So really, it's about your mental strength. It's about how you're going to decide to handle a situation. So I ask you, what are you feeding yourself? What are you putting on the inside of you that's going to help you process this situation the most appropriate way? Our body responds a certain way. And even if you perceive something as a threat and your body chemically responds that way, you still have a choice. By the time the words exit out of your mouth, you have a choice. You have a choice in how you're going to respond, how you're going to react, what you're going to say. That is all up to you. But it's going to be triggered by whatever you are feeding yourself. Have you ever heard the phrase, life gives you lemons, make lemonade? Well, this phrase came about to encourage optimism and to give people a positive can-do attitude in the face of adversity or misfortune. Now, lemons suggest sourness or difficulty in life. Making lemonade is turning them into something positive or desirable. Now, when I did my research on lemons are a hybrid of a sour orange and a bitter orange. Think about being sour and think about being bitter. Those are not good characteristics that you want to possess as a person. When a person becomes sour or bitter, it's because they have allowed something to enter into them and they didn't process it the right way. And then they didn't release it and let it go. It is so imperative that as life happens and misfortune happens and things happen that are less desirable, that we process it and we release it. And I like the idea of how the lemon is something that was sour or bitter, but making lemonade made it more palatable. But I like the releasing of what takes place. That will preach right there. When you talk about squeezing a lemon or juicing a lemon, you're releasing all those juices, but then you're making something beautiful out of it. I am one that strongly believes that nothing that we go through in life is in vain. I believe everything that we encounter and we navigate through in our life, it equips us to be able to help another person. We should never take for granted our story. We should never take for granted our journey. We should embrace it. And part of the process of healing is to actually embrace it, process it, release it, and let it go. A little ditty about our body. When all those things happen, when adrenaline and cortisol is released in our body, it is important that that is released. And so what happens in your body once your body thinks that it's helping you out and it's releasing all this adrenaline, it's releasing all this cortisol, you can either release it through your liver, which is not good for your body, or you can release it through tears. And so you can't tell me that we're not fearfully and wonderfully made. So when you cry because something has happened that upset you, I can remember feeling angry and crying because I was angry and I felt silly. But now I have learned that that's the way God made us. And it's better for me to release those chemicals through tears than to process it through my liver. Because you know how they say when you hold a grudge and holding grudges make you sick, it does. And so those are the things that we need to make lemonade out of. So remember how your body responds to anger. It perspires and it sweats. And what does perspiration and sweating do? It makes you thirsty. And what does lemonade do? It refreshes you and it quenches your thirst. It relieves dehydration. That is a scientific fact. Did you also know that lemon helps minimize the effects of cortisol and it relaxes you? So what else should we do right now? We should make lemonade. Now, I'm not trying to make light of life's situations and tragedies and things that will make us not want to live another day. But what I'm trying to encourage you is that even though life happens and there's negativity that comes along with it, we have a choice. So what do you choose to do today? Do you choose to perpetuate the nonsense, or you choose to process and release it and use it for the benefit of another person? Now, until next time, friends, cheers and make some lemonade.